Trump threatens to cut funding to South Africa over land seizures. GFA bans Nstrachaman FC home venue amid violent incidents. Ayas said to pay £1.5 million for Ghana's Tariq Lamptey. Benjamin Azamati impresses with 6.62 seconds in 60-meter dash at New Mexico Team Open. Barnabas Asante qualifies for 2025 World Indoor Championships. Uptown Music expands to Cameroon, boosting African artists' reach and earnings. Woodmaya wins excellence in tourism promotion at Africa Prosperity Champions Award. Stay with us, we'll be right back with details of these stories after this short break.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma, Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the Puma. Oh yeah, come alive. Puma, Puma. Let me hear you. Puma. Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, welcome to EdTech Masterclass, where technology intersects with education. In Africa, over 70% of our population are below the age of 30 years, and the world is waiting to see what we can offer.
If you're good at doing something, AI will make you better. If you're lazy, AI will replace you.
Nelson Mandela once said, education is the weapon to develop any nation. At Channel MOE, we seek to propagate that, in our case, to build them for tomorrow's leadership. EdTech Masterclass comes your way this and every Mondays on Channel MOE.
Welcome back. If you just tuned in, this is the News Bitz on Channel MOE. Coming to you live from our studios at Roma Ridge, Accra. I am Mami Efwakobna. Let's dive into today's top stories in detail. President John Dramani Mahama has appointed Paul Ejay as the new administrator of the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund. Mr. J, an expert in public administration and procurement, brings extensive experience from working on international donor-funded projects. His appointment is aimed at ensuring effective management and resource allocation to support Ghana's education sector. Still on education, the High Court in Accra has ordered the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, to immediately release the withheld results of over 10,500 WASI candidates. The court ruled that WAEC's withholding of results without clear justification was unjustified, as no irregularities were reported during the examinations. Away from that, at the 2025 Africa Prosperity Dialogues in Accra, President John Dramani Mahama emphasized that Africa's economic growth relies on good governance, transparency, and accountability. He highlighted the need for stability, predictable policies, and the rule of law to attract investors and create opportunities for African youth. The Ghanaian government has announced plans to merge the Ghana News Agency, GNA, and the Information Services Department, ISD, into a single body called the Government Communications Office, GCO. The move is aimed at modernizing government communication while reducing operational costs and increasing efficiency. In tech news, stocks took a hit today as President Trump announced sweeping tariffs against Mexico, Canada, and China, stoking fears of a global trade war. Shares of major automakers like GM, Ford, and Tesla dropped, while big tech companies such as Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon also saw declines. E-commerce and crypto stocks were similarly hit. Investors flocked to the dollar and U.S. Treasuries in response to concerns over disrupted supply chains and rising costs. Trump's tariff move may cause term disruption and risks a more business and friendly policy shifts, economists warn. In the international front, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he will cut all future funding to South Africa due to allegations of land confiscations and mistreatment of certain groups. This follows a new law signed by President Cyril for allowing land seizures without compensation under certain conditions. Trump criticized South Africa's leadership, calling their actions horrible in quotes, and stating that an investigation will be conducted. In defense, the law stating it is rooted in justice and fairness, Elon Musk, a South African-born Trump advisor, also expressed concern over the law's impact on white landowners. In sports news, the Ghana Football Association (GFA) has indefinitely banned Ntrachaman FC's home venue following violent clashes during a Ghana Premier League match against Asante Kotoko. The tragic incident led to loss of life and several injuries. Investigations are ongoing as the GFA works to ensure the safety of all stakeholders. Dutch football club Ajax Amsterdam is reportedly set to pay £1.5 million for Ghanaian defender Tariq Lamptey. The move follows the departure of Devin Range to AS Roma. Lamptey, whose contract with Brighton expires in 2025, has also attracted interest from other European clubs. Benjamin Azamati kicked off his season with a strong performance as the New Mexico team opened, clocking an impressive 6.62 seconds in the 60 meters dash. He finished as the runner-up just behind David Foster, who won with a time of 6.57 seconds. Azamati will next compete at the prestigious Melrose Games in New York City and the Don Kirby Invite. Still on sports news, Barnabas Asante has made history as the only Ghanaian male athlete to qualify for the 2025 World Indoor Championships. He achieved this milestone with a time of 6.52 seconds, securing his place in the upcoming prestigious event. In entertainment news, Uptown Music, Ghana's leading digital platform, has officially launched in Francophone Africa, starting with Cameroon. This expansion aims to empower African artists by offering them tools to distribute their music, grow their fan base, and earn royalties directly from streams. It marks a major step in the platform mission to support African talent across the continent. On our last story in entertainment, the African Prosperity Champions Awards, APCA, held annually as part of the Africa Prosperity Day, APD celebrations, honored Wodemaya with the prestigious Excellence in Tourism Promotion for Africa and Global Africa. The awards recognize outstanding individuals who have excelled in various fields across the continent. Udimaya was celebrated for his significant contributions to promoting African tourism globally, highlighting the beauty and cultural diversity of the continent. And that's a well-deserved recognition for Udimaya, whose efforts continue to shine a light on Africa's rich cultural heritage and tourism potential. That will be all for this afternoon's news bits on Channel MOE. Thank you for staying with us. Stay tuned for more updates. My name is Mami Fuakobna.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma, Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the Puma. Oh yeah, come alive. Puma, Puma. Let me hear you. Puma.
Puma Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, welcome to EdTech Masterclass, where technology intersects with education. In Africa, over 70% of our population are below the age of 30 years, and the world is waiting to see what we can offer.
If you're good at doing something, AI will make you better. If you're lazy, AI will replace you.
Nelson Mandela once said, education is the weapon to develop any nation. At Channel MOE, we seek to propagate that, in our case, to build them for tomorrow's leadership. EdTech Masterclass comes your way this and every Mondays on Channel MOE.
Let's make a lava lamp. For this, we will need some water, cooking oil, food coloring, a small torch, Alka-Seltzer, a bottle, a funnel, and a small box. To begin, we fill the bottle 1/4 of the way up with water using the funnel. Now we fill the rest of the bottle up with the oil. You will notice that the oil and the water won't mix. They are just too different on a molecular basis. Then we put a bit of food coloring into the bottle. Next up, we break up 2 Alka-Seltzer tablets and put them also into the bottle. As you can see, they sink to the bottom of the bottle where the food dye and water is. And as they dissolve, they bring colored bubbles up to the top through the oil. Our lava lamp is almost complete. For added effect, we put our small torch inside the box with the hole that we prepared earlier and set our lava lamp on top. Look what happens when we turn out the lights! Awesome! This is so much fun to make! Make sure you try it out at home!
gigantic cloud of cosmic dust and gas over 4.5 billion years ago. This is the beginning. The tiny pieces start sticking together. The small particles fuse to make bigger chunks. This does not stop until they create a sphere, the Earth. Its surface temperature is higher than glowing red-hot iron, and it is entirely liquid. Many meteorites fall from space, hitting the young planet and making it boil. But soon, fewer meteorites fall and the Earth calms down. The Earth starts to change. Light and heavy matter separate inside it, just like oil floating on water. The different layers of the Earth start to form. The surface cools down. What was liquid becomes a solid crust. It is thin and fragile and has many cracks. Liquid, red-hot magma and huge amounts of steam force their way to the surface. The steam forms thick clouds. It rains for years on end until oceans begin to form. And oceans worth of water may have reached the Earth from deep space, as ice on asteroids or comets. The volcanoes on the ocean bed spew magma. The fiery rock cools, forming volcanic islands. They join together to make continents, and finally form a supercontinent, Pangaea. But the Earth's crust is still restless. Pangaea breaks apart and its pieces float away on top of the Earth's mantle. Slowly, they turn into the continents we live on now.
If your room's disorganized, it will be very difficult to keep track of where everything is. Trying to find your homework in this mess? Good luck with that. It would be a lot easier if everything in the room was sorted out into some kind of order based on characteristics. You can organize pretty much anything. Comic books can be organized by publishing date. Cups can be sorted by size, and t-shirts by color. Similar objects can be grouped together, which makes looking for something easier and faster. Finding files on your computer is way easier. Even if you don't use the search function, there is a way of making sure you can find exactly what you want. By sorting. Documents can be organized by criteria, such as the alphabet or by the date when they were created. There are many other options as well. When looking for a specific place in a list, rather than a file name, sorting can help big time. In some cases, looking for minimum or maximum values is of utmost importance. If you thought your room would take a lot of time to get in order, what about libraries? They have to deal with a massive amount of objects. That's why their organization is computer-based as well. Every object gets a specific number, a serial code, that will tell what it is and where it can be found. But when you sort data, there are even more options. You can make and compare measurements of distance, for example. So a robot understands which path to take to reach a goal the quickest. It works by receiving several values and finding the best one according to a request. Even if it seems like a simple task for a computer, the process is a complex one. Nowadays, there are a number of different algorithms that help computers sort things. The speed varies, but all of them give the same result: an organized list of items. Sorting gives computers and robots a more efficient way to work with large amounts of data. It creates a logical order for processing information the easiest and most meaningful way. The logic used to sort can be simple or complex. In a dictionary, words are simply sorted alphabetically. The periodic table of elements is a more complex way of sorting. Sorting out items means finding similarities between them. You can easily see what is bigger or smaller. It makes it easier to find the desired item when needed. Sorting helps you find the data quickly and helps computers to analyze data more efficiently. As for tidying the room, well, who knows where to start?
A ghost story.
Yeah.
Hey, Smurf. Aw, having trouble sleeping? Have you tried counting sheep? You look worried. What's up? A ghost? So, you're scared of ghosts, and you might have seen one? Guess what? I happen to know a really friendly ghost. Want to hear his story? Once, there was a pretty cool ghost named Bernie. Bernie lived in a big old castle. He liked fireplaces, windows, and chocolate. Bernie loved hanging out at home. He'd spend his days zooming around, flying through walls, playing hide and seek. You know, the usual. But sometimes he got lonely. Each time someone visited, Bernie came out to say hello. But they got super scared. And of course, it made Bernie really sad. I know, Smurf. They really didn't know how fun Bernie could be. He wasn't scary at all. Bernie wanted to change people's minds. So, Bernie decided to throw a big party to show everyone just how much fun he could be. What did Bernie do to make it a great party? Well, what would you do, Smurf? Totally. Every good party needs music and disco lights. And that's what Bernie did. He set up a light mixing machine to wow all his guests. He set up his lights by using one long shape of electro dough and 3 smaller balls. Then, Bernie added 3 lights into the dough. What do you think he needed next to make these light up? That's it. Bernie needed power. So he used a battery pack and plugged the black wire into the long piece of dough. But Bernie had 3 different balls for the lights and only 1 red wire. Where did he connect the red wire? Yeah, Bernie attached the wire to himself and made each light turn on by connecting with one of the dough balls to close the circuits. Once the light mixing machine was finished, the disco lights were ready to shine. And Bernie